participants ලා කොහොමද? එකයි ළඟට කියන්නේ. Right. So then, good evening, everyone. So then, today the plan is to discuss the last year paper. So I have announced that through the group. So we'll try to complete that discussion without wasting too much of time to get the maximum knowledge, especially for the people who have the knowledge, we want to grab the shortcuts, we want to grab the points that were missing in this discussion. Right, then rather than going from the first question onwards, my plan is to start from the last question. But for the moment, until the other people are joining, we will start first few questions, and then after finishing first 5-6 questions, we'll continue from last question backwards to front. The thing is, we all know that the last set of questions are the most difficult parts. So then, other than getting fed up, we'll discuss them beginning, and then we come to the easy questions. Right? Since the other people are still not yet joined, we'll just start from the first few questions. I have shared the paper with you. So then this is a paper. Right. So in it, you have the paper with you. I said you to take it as a printout, and you will know how to attend paper classes, right? The first question says that the hard drive in a computer, this will say that hard drive in a computer is formatted during maintenance. So hard disk is formatted in a computer. Which of the following should first installed into the computer? Now we know that once the computer is formatted, so in our computer, right, we have the hard disk available. So when that hard disk is considered, it is saving everything. If it is formatted means, then no data there, no software, no data, nothing is there. So we have to reinstall the computer from the beginning. When we are installing, what is the first software to be installed? Application softwares or operating system? Operating system, that is the controller. So when it comes to the OS, so we mentioned that OS is the operating system, is the controller of the computer. Right? So these are important points for you to memorize. It's there already. Open board was there, right? Then normally in a computer, so we have the operating system installed. So then operating system is called as the main controlling program in the computer. So OS is used to control the entire computer. So then that's the job of the operating system. So then this controller has to be installed into the computer at first, then only all the other applications and everything. So we know the operating systems just like Windows 10, Windows 11, even Linux, Mac. In our mobile phones we have Android. So you all know that. So then these are going to be the operating systems that has to be installed first, then only the other softwares accordingly. Right. Then in this case, what is to be installed? Not the firewall, antivirus softwares, application. Answer is going to be the operating system. Right. So these are going to be installed after installing the OS. Then which of the following is an output device? They are very simple. So joystick input, then microphone input, inserting sounds. Printer is the output device. Scan is also an input device. Then which of the following is a solid state storage device? But what are solid state storages? So then we call them as SSD, right? SSD or solid state drive. Then solid state drive means they are storage devices, right? Simply we call them as secondary storage. If they are secondary storage, are they volatile or non-volatile? What is volatile? Volatile means when you switch off the device, data will get erased. And now secondary storage, which are non-volatile, if it is going to be solid state storage, that is going to be based on what? Microchips. So then based on microchips, the storage is going on. Right? So then main examples of SSD storages are the pen drives. So we know that the pen drive, the small gadget, internally it has a small microchip. Even in our phones and digital cameras, we have memory cards, just like SSD cards. Sorry, what is that? SD card, micro SD cards. Still, they are based on microchip. Also, we have SSD hard disks. You people did this in grade 10. So the normal hard disk, the physical appearance is square shape. Inside that, the magnetic disk is there. Hurry. But if it is going to be SSD hard drive, internal to that, a series of microchips are included. So then these are the SSD storages. Right. Then among them, we have to go for the which of the following is a solid state storage device that is based on microchips then. Right. Then CD-ROM, no. CD-ROMs are belong to which storage category? Optical storage, since it uses laser beam. So then CD-ROMs are optical storage. Then a magnetic hard disk, it is a magnetic storage. Magnetic hard disk means inside that the magnetic disk is there, not microchips. Then floppy disk is also magnetic. Why? Floppy disk has a magnetic disk available. USB flash drive, that is the SSD storage. So we know this. Then the figure shows the local area network connected to an internet. So then this is a certain LAN connecting into the internet. Hurry. Which of the following are correctly listing ABC in it? Right. Then in this case, what is it? Now here we have the LAN, here we have something, here we have the internet. Right. Now, I'll just go to a small discussion regarding our network arrangement. Say that we are going to form a local area network. Local area network means a smaller network available in a single site. One building, one office, your school lab has the LAN. So LAN is available in a single site covering a certain single building. Right. Then in it, the devices available are going to get connected through a central device. What is that central device used to connect the devices in a local area network? You people know that. So then this device has multiple ports available. Then this device has to be either a switch or hub. So then that is a central device to be used to connect all the devices. Then switch or hub has ports available to connect the cables. Those ports are technically called as RJ45 ports. Correct. Then the cables are connecting to the RJ45 ports in it. That's fine. Then among the switch and hub, I'll just go for another revision point. Among switch or hub, which one is efficient? Switch is more efficient than hub. Hub is inefficient. So then hub gives you slower data connectivity. Switch gives you faster data connectivity. Therefore, nowadays we are going to use switches as a central device of the local networks, if it is a wired network. Then if you are going to connect this LAN into another network, when it comes to internet, so we know that internet is the largest network in the world. Largest network in the entire world. Why? From anywhere in the world, anyone can get connected. That's the nature of the internet. Hurry. Now, internet is going to be a different network when come to the local area network maintained in your school or wherever. Then in order to connect different networks, internet and your LAN has to be connected. We need to have a networking device. What is that networking device called as? That is called as a router. Also sometimes we can call this as a gateway. Right. So the main device is called as the router to connect different networks or even to connect LANs. Right. So then the theory there is router is the device to connect networks. Whatever the networks are there, they are being connected to one another using a network. Then you people know about firewall. What is the job of the firewall? The gadget called as firewall is protecting your local resources. That means the LAN is going to be protected using the firewall. So that normally we are going to connect a firewall into a place like this. You people know this, I am just revising only. Hurry. Then what is the job of the firewall is, firewall is scanning, it scans all the incoming and outgoing traffic. Whatever comes, whatever goes out, scan, and the scanned traffic is compared against the rules set into the firewall. So the administrator of the network is setting rules telling that these level of data should be blocked, these level of data should be accepted to come in as well as to go out. So then firewall is controlling, that's the definition, firewall controls the unauthorized access. Unauthorized access, right? Simply the hacking. So hacking is being controlled by the firewall. I am writing everything here, then you can refer this and identify the points. That's what we need to save our time. Then firewall is used to control the unauthorized access. Some people believe that firewall will control the computers from virus infection. Is it? No. Virus infection is controlled by antivirus softwares, not by the firewalls. Firewall is controlling the unauthorized access or hacking only. Then the entire network has to be protected from hacking, so that firewall has to be placed at the point where the whole network is connected, not in between each computer. If I place a firewall here, that will protect this computer only. If I put a firewall here, that will protect this computer only. No, I want to connect the entire network, so placing the firewall at the point where we are connecting. That's a normal arrangement. With that knowledge, we can answer the question in the paper. What is that? The figure shows the area. What are the devices? Then these are the devices, right? A, B, C, D. What is that? So then according to our knowledge, won't this be the local area network where the computers, this may be just like a printer, this may be quite special, another computer or a server. Normally servers are available in a tall level, and this is internet. So internet is one another network which is going to be connecting into our LAN. If so, definitely C has to be a router. Am I correct? And C has to be a router. Then C is going to be a router, right? There are two answers. Then B is a computer or a server. So B can't be switch. Then here it says that B file server, C is a router. If so, what is going to be the A? A is going to be the switch, right? So then here's the switch in order to connect all the devices that are available. Right? So then for the question number 4, the answer is going to be the 4th, right? Then which of the following could be used to connect two local area networks? Two different networks. My earlier drawing, this network and this network are to be connected using what? File server? No. Firewall? No. Firewall is used to control the hacking. Modem? No. What is the job of the modem? Still you know. I'll quickly explain that as well. The job of the modem, quickly rush through this. Our computer is a digital device, so that everything works with ones and zeros. Normally, not nowadays, when we are connecting our computers into the internet through the wired telephone line. Wired telephone. Nowadays, we all are using SLT. Even previously, the SLT is the wired telephone connectivity. But now we are using fiber connections. Before that, whenever your wired telephone line is copper cable, nowadays you use fiber connections, fiber optic. No, before that, around 10-15 years ago, whenever we have the copper cable, through this copper cable, the signal handled in the analog format. You can remember the analog format. Then the signal is a continuous signal, right? So this is an analog signal. We know the digital signal limited to ones and zeros, something like this. At any time, the value we have is 0 as well as 1. This is analog. Then whatever the signals coming from the telephone line are in this format, which are not readable to the computer. Therefore, a technical device which is called as modem is connecting in between the copper telephone line and the computer to convert, what is it doing? Convert the digital signals, convert the digital signals of the computer into analog when connecting our computers into the internet through a copper wired connectivity. So that is the job of the modem. Modem is doing the conversion digital to analog as well as the analog signals into digital when coming from there to here, analog to digital as well as digital to analog, right? Then that's the use of the modem. But in this case, we don't need to use a modem here. So instead, we need to have a router to connect different networks. You can remember, I explained that already in our previous page. Here, to connect different networks, we need to have the router connecting of different networks, right? Then the next question. Which of the following is the octal equivalent of binary? Now this is number conversions. Still, I'll quickly rush through that. 100, right? 100. I have the paper, right? Right. Now we have been given a binary number. Right. So binary numbers are of base 2. Right. There we have digits from 0 to 1. This has to be turned into octal. Once it is octal, it is of base 8. Then the digits are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the available digits. Now they are giving us a binary value 1, 00, 0, 100, 0, 110, 0, 110. This is a binary value. Now this has to be turned into the corresponding octal. When you are converting binary into octal, what is the pattern we need to follow? Simply this is the way I am explaining. Binary is base 2, right? Octal is base 8. Hurry. We have to convert base 2 to base 8. Then I am trying to write this base where I want to convert as a power of the other base. So 8 can be written as 2 to the power 3. Can I? 2 is the given one, 8 is the destination. So these two bases can be written as a power of the other one. So that this power is going to be used for this conversion. And now what do I do is, of the given binary number, I am going to break these bits 1, 2, 3. I am going to break them into the blocks of 3 bits. From the right hand side, I may count 1, 2, 3, the power is 3. Again 1, 2, 3. Again I am going to go for 3 bits. And here we have only 1. If you want, you can put zeros to the front. Now convert each block into its own decimal value. And then the place values here are 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2. That means 1, 2, 4. Here we have 4 and 2 going to give you 6. Here we have 0, 1, 2, all are 0. These going to be have the place value 1. 2 to the power 0, these are 0. And that is going to be 1. And now 1. Then the final octal answer is 106 of base 8. Now I am doing this quite quicker with shortcuts, not going from the beginning, since thinking that you all have thorough on this. Then the answer goes for 106. Then for that 1063 is the answer. Then which of the following is the decimal equivalent of binary? Now still a binary value is given, we need to convert them into decimal. These are just direct binary decimal conversions. And now the conversion is base 2 to base 10. Now can I apply the earlier process? Is it possible to write 10 as 2 to the power something? Can I write 10 as 2 to the power a certain value? No. And the earlier method, breaking them into 3 bits is not working. And the base 2 value that has been given, that is 130. Which of the following is a decimal equivalent of this? Yes. And then 0, 1, 1 double 0. Hare. 0, 1 double 0. Yes. 0, 1 double 0. Right. Now this is the given binary value. In order to convert this into decimal, what is the work you do? You are considering the place values. Now these are the grade 10 works you did. Place values of base 2 are 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then they are going to be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 1 to 8. So then these are going to be the place values of the binary values. Now from these place values, you may multiply the available bits. And now 1 into 0 is going to be 0, 2 into 0 is still 0, 4 into 1 is 4, 8 into 0, 0, 16, 0, 0, 0 and 1 to 8. Then these are going to be summed together to get the final answer. And now 1 to 8 plus 4 is going to be 132 from base 10. Very simple. Hare. Then in it, what is the answer? 132. 2 is the answer. Right. Then the last question of that page, another good question. Rani wants to store the following files in a USB flash drive. These are the files. One file is 500 MB, right? Then the next one is 534 bytes. This is in unit bytes. The next one is of 2 gigabytes. Another one is of kilobytes. This is of megabytes. Then which of the following is the lowest capacity of USB drive that is sufficient to store them? Then they ask, in order to save all of them, what is the pen drive which consumes lowest storage space? Then what's going on? 2 GB pen drive is not enough. Why? This is 2 GB. We need to have some more. Then 4, 8 and 16 GB. Then since we need to get the answer quicker, we should know the relationship between the memory units. What is that? If you go for the memory units, you can remember, just to revise the scale, what is the memory unit called as 1 bit? 1 bit is the smallest memory unit. That is of the space where either 0 or 1 can be stored. That means it is a box. Into the box we can put 1, or into the box we can put 0. So then that particular space is called as 1 bit. This is a memory space location. The next is going to be 1 byte. That is of 8 bits. So 8 bits means we are going to maintain an array which is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as well as 8. You all know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we can store the values randomly ones and zeros. So that is called as 1 byte. So next level is going to be 1 kilobyte. That is of 1024 times bytes. This is 1 byte. When that is available in 1024 times, we call this as 1 kilobyte. Next is 1 megabyte. Really, I am not teaching Puthi, right? I am not teaching. I am just summarizing and giving you the tricks. Then 1 megabyte means 1024 times kilobytes. Then 1 gigabyte is again 1024 times megabytes. Then next 1 terabyte. Right. Then among them, if you consider the relationship between gigabyte and megabyte, 1 gigabyte is 1024 megabytes. Simply, we can consider this as just like 1 kilogram is made up of 1000 grams, around 1000. Then if I have something which is of 500 grams, is that 1 kilogram or half of a kilogram? That is half of a kilogram. Same like that, if I have 512 megabytes means 1024 divided by 2 will give you 512. 1024 divided by 2, that's going to be 512. And half of 1 GB. 512 means half. And there is a file which is of 500 megabytes. That means it's simply 0.5 GB. Correct? And then when it comes to kilobytes, they are very small level when compared to gigabytes. MB 1000 times. Then kilobytes is further. Even megabyte is also smaller than GB. We need to have 1000 megabytes to make it as 1 GB. Right. Now with that knowledge, we can go into the question. There it says that 1 is of 500 megabytes. So 500 megabytes means that's going to be 0.5 gigabytes. Half of the gigabytes. Also we have 2. Then this is going to be 2 gigabytes. Then that's also fine. These are of bytes and kilobytes. They are not reaching to GBs. So that when it comes to this is going around 2.5 gigabytes. They are telling that 2 gigabytes is not enough. Then with these, we don't go beyond 4 GB, isn't that? This is 2.5 GB. 2.5 GB. Then the remaining, this is bytes, this is kilobytes. It won't lead to 1 megabyte even. It won't lead to 1 gigabyte even. And what is the smallest one? 4 GB, 8 GB is more. Why? This is 2 GB exactly. This is half of it. These two are not going beyond 1 GB. Therefore, 4 GB pen drive is more than enough. So the answer for the 8th one is going to be the second one. Right. Right. Then that's it. Then rather than going for the next set of questions from 9 onwards, as I explained you, shall we continue from bottom upwards? We'll go to the last question, 40th question, 39, 38, and shall we come back? Then without getting fed up, we can do those difficult questions with fresh mind, shall we? Right. Then I'll go to the last question in the paper and go in the reverse order. Right. Right. Now this situation. Question number 40. Which of the following will help to reduce the e-waste problem? Right. You all know what e-waste is. What is e-waste? Simply we call e-waste as electronic waste. Right. Normally e-waste is called as the electronic waste. What are electronic waste? You people know this. These were taught in grade 12, grade 11. Then e-waste means whenever your electronic devices are outdated. So that you people are, unlike we people, you people are very rich people, I know that. Then whenever your phone is outdated, whenever the new version comes, nowadays I think iPhone 17 is there, right? Is it? When your iPhone 15 is thrown away, isn't it? Okay. So then simply whenever your device is not working, we will try to repair that. Even if it is not possible, we will throw it away and buy the new one. Then that is called as e-waste. Why? Your electronic device is put into the environment. Then the solution there is, don't put them when you put your devices, not only the phones, even the pen drives, even your monitors, even your laptops, even whatever the electronic device which is made up of plastic, and inside that we have microchip silicon and some copper like materials, even they are running with batteries, you all know this. So then batteries are consuming lithium. So lithium is quite harmful chemical. Then those will contaminate with water resources. When you throw your phone into the land, they may get contaminated with water, and then water will get spoiled. So at that moment what happens? The water spoiling, then sometimes that spoiled water will be consumed by animal, will be absorbed by trees, plants, sometimes you may consume them, then indirectly all will get the effect. So then this is the bad effect of electronic waste. Then the advice is, as electronic users, we should not put them into the environment as it is. There are 3 steps of managing the e-waste. What are they? We are representing them with 3 R's. One is reduce. There are 3 R's. So first R is reduce. Next one is reuse. The next one is recycle. These are the 3 ways of managing the e-waste. Then reduce means, you all know that, don't use digital devices unnecessarily. Don't buy digital devices unnecessarily, though you are rich. Right? Now sometimes you may have this phone, you don't use it. Then reduce them. Why? Someday they will be thrown to the environment. Next one is reuse. If your device is quite outdated or if it is broken, try to repair that and use it. If you don't want to use that further, just donate them. Give them for free of charge for someone, or else you may resell it. Right? So repair them, resell it, even donate. So those are possible for the reuse option. Then still the people will not throw them into the environment. The other ones are using it. Recycling means try to use them in another way. In another method, you may use them. Now these days you know that the most of our restaurants, when you go to a restaurant to have your meals, you see that whatever the garbage are just hanging on the entrance. The tires are there, the broken steering wheels are there. Sometimes you can use them as a decoration. If your laptop is not working, can't repair them, hang it on the entrance. Right? So your mouse, hang it on the entrance. Then that may be a decoration. Simple idea. Other than that, you can use them for some other purposes. Right? So now really most of the people believe that recycling is a big process. Yes, it's a big process if you consider that in the professional level. Basic level is you may use them in some other way. As I said earlier, decoration. On the other way around, the professional recycling is you may melt it, heat it, and then extract the plastic layer separately, the copper layer separately. So then that's going in the professional level. So you and me can't do it, just giving them to the recycling companies. Right. Then so then these are the ways how to manage e-waste. Right. With that, can we take the question? Which of the following will help to reduce the e-waste problem? Manage the e-waste problem. People protecting and maintaining their electronic items. People are going to protect them and maintain the electronic items well. Without wasting them, we are going to protect them. So then that's one option. Then finding new ways to recycle unusable electronic items. So then finding new methods to recycle them. Find new methods, as I said earlier, use them as a decoration or some other ways of reusing them. Right? Then avoiding buying unnecessary electronic items. Reduce using. That's it. And our answer is going to be all are correct regarding the e-waste issue. Right. Next, 39. Consider the following paragraph with blanks. Which of the following are suitable to replace them? A website is a collection of related web pages hosted on the internet that users can access through. Right. When you and me are going to access web pages, this is a user. If the user is willing to access web pages through the internet, what type of software is expected to use? We have to use a web browser. Right? So then that's the software. We have to use web browser. What are such examples of web browsers? Google Chrome, then Firefox. So then these are going to be the web browsers. Fine. Then the website is a collection of web pages hosted access through a web browser. Users can access through a web browser. And P has to be, that's all right. One is the answer. We'll see, web browser. The HTTP protocol is used to transfer data between the web server and the client. So still you people know that. I'll just revise that part. Normally, in order to access web pages, this is the user. The main requirement is user has to get connected into the internet. Right. Then through the internet, the web pages are stored in web servers. You know that. So web server is the computer to hold the web pages. You people know this. So web pages are created with the HTML language, and it has complete set of HTML codes available. Right? So then that's the nature how the web servers are behaving and how they are maintaining web pages. Then those web pages are transferred from there to the user computer, and at the user computer a web browser has to be there. Alright. Then parallel to this, I'll cover one other part. We use something called as DNS server. What is that doing? Matakana. What is the job of the DNS server? So then DNS stands for domain name server. What is the role of the DNS? Normally, in order to access a web page, say that this is going to be the Yahoo web page, www.yahoo.com. That is Yahoo web server. Then, being in the user computer, I am typing the web address www.yahoo.com. Right? But when it comes to the computers who are connected to the networks, they are going to get recognized through the unique address called as IP address. For all these users, all these devices should have IP addresses. Assume that the IP address of Yahoo is going to be somewhere like 201 then 70.110.3. That's IP address. Then the devices available in the internet, routers, switches, gateways, they will recognize the devices using the IP address. So this is going to be the IP. Simply, IP address is the way to transfer data through the internet. Internet will transfer data based on the IP address. Being here, I am typing yahoo.com, asking to reach the Yahoo computer. But is this word simply this text? We call this text as what? URL. Is this text supporting these devices in the internet, such as the router, then the switches, then gateways? Are they capable of finding the destinations using this text name? No. For that to happen, there are separate servers connected into the internet called as DNS. What they do is they maintain the URLs or the domain names, just like Yahoo, and the corresponding IP address of Yahoo, 201.70.110.3. Even Google, 109.10.205.35. Likewise, the DNS maintains a huge table of the particular web server names and the IP addresses. And now, whenever I type yahoo.com, at first they visit the DNS. They didn't directly go to Yahoo. Why they can't go? Whatever you type web address goes to the DNS, and from the DNS they may find what is the IP address of the web address that we have entered. We get it, and then that IP address is bringing back to the working computer. So here the IP address is going to be 201.70.110 and 3. That comes back to the user computer. Now with this IP address of Yahoo, with this IP they can make a request asking for the web page 201.70, then 110 and 3. Now the request is sent asking for the web page. Now is this IP address ready to be detected by the devices? Yes, rather than text name, this is detectable and nicely flowing through the networks to reach the destination. Now Yahoo will deliver the web address back to the sending computer. And now the job of the DNS is, what is the role of the DNS? Convert domain names, we call them as domain names or text names. Domain names into the IP addresses. You people know this. I wanted to revise that only. This is a revision part. Then that's the role. Then web server is there to hold and maintain web pages in order to deliver into the users. So users must maintain a web browser definitely, and web pages are brought from a web server. Right. Then what is the answer for the question? Then through a web browser, the HTTP protocol is used to transfer data between the web server, and the client. Client is our user computer. Enabling users to request and view the web content. To make the website accessible online, it must be hosted by a service provider. Service provider means who offers the connectivity, who offers the web service. And for the 39, answer is going to be the first. Right. So then for the 40th, answer is going to be the fourth. Right. Then the next one, 38. Consider the following list that was displayed on a web browser. Now what is this list? 1, 2, 3, 4 is there. Ordered list or unordered list. These are numbered lists which are called as ordered list. then which of the following HTML tags would have been used to produce it? Now, I'll quickly revise these HTML tags here, somewhere like this, right? Now, in this case, this is going to be what list? Ordered or unordered? Unordered bullet. And if it is going to be unordered list, we begin that with the element or the tag called as, sorry, not OL, it's going to be UL. Ne? Unordered. Ne? It's going to be unordered, UL. UL. Right. So, here it says that unordered list, we are going to code it with I'll use this space. Right. Now, we are going to start an unordered list, right? And then the items are listed using the element called as LI, listing. Then we say that Sinhala, then we close it, then the other item Tamil, closing that LI. Like as we list all of them, finally we close UL. That is it, right? Here we have UL, items are going with LI, LI, and we close UL. Also, this has another attribute called as type. It says disk. If you say that UL type disk, that is that unordered list of the type disk. So, disk is having the filled bullets. Disk is filled. Also, we have another option circle. Then my items will be appearing in circles, they are not filled. So, here we have Sinhala, Tamil in this manner. Other one is square. Now, my bullet list are going to be of the square shape, telling that Tamil, Sinhala likewise. Now, for that to happen, we have to use this type attribute telling that UL type disk. If you do not use type, by default they are coming as disk. UL, LI, it works. We do not use type here, I did not use type. Then my list will be appearing in the default setting as disk. A simple point. Then right. Now, the next one, ordered list. Right. Then, ordered list are going to be numbered. Ordered means numbered lists, just like this. But there still we can start coding with OL and then we write it as LI, then we keep writing the items. Sinhala and closing LI, then again LI, Tamil, closing LI, then we close the complete ordered list. Now, what's happening? I didn't use any type attribute here, then the items will be going with 1, 2, 3 as the numbering order, ordered listing. Items are going to be ordered. Then it says that 1 Sinhala, 2 Tamil likewise. But in this code, these are extracted from your school book, right? Then it says that OL with the attribute type, that is given as Roman number I. Then my numbering continues with Roman numbers. Also with the type, you can have these values to be used. 1 Hindu Arabic numbers. Then they are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. No need, by default it goes with 1, 2, 3, 4. Then a capital A, then the items are going to be with A, B, C likewise. Simple A now, they are going to be of simple A, B, C. Roman number I, simple Roman number 2 likewise. Capital will give you capital. Right. Then the next one is definition list. That's one another thing. Right. Normally definition list is used to define new definitions. Something like this. Here, this is what? In this case, this is output. There we use definitions. Now hardware is going to be defined physical tangible items. Software, programs running in the computer. Liveware, users working with the computer. Now this is the order how they appear. This is the keyword, this is a description. The next keyword, description. Next keyword, description. Likewise, keywords and descriptions are going on. Fine. Then to code it, we are going to go for a certain element called as DL. That is specifying definition list. DL beginning of the description list or definition list. DL beginning. And after that we have DT. Right. That means introduction of the list. Simply we are defining what it is. Keyword. To define, we have to have a keyword, that is DT. Next one is DD, description, that is the explanation. Right? Simply we begin that with DL, that is the starting of the entire list. Then after that we go for DT, that is the definition text. We may define the keyword there. And then we go for the next one, DD, the definition data. Then we have the descriptions to be added, explanation. If you write like that, the output comes in this manner. We don't get any of the bullet points, numbered points, just the keyword comes in this alignment. The description comes with a small indentation. This is indented. Next keyword, indented. Next keyword, the description is indented. So that's the way how the definition lists are appearing. So be known on them. And if you are going to go for definition list, these are the ways how to arrange that. Right. Right. Then we'll go back to this point. Now this is going to give you consider the following list which was displayed on the web browser. Now this is going to be a numbered list or ordered list. And what are the keywords? DLDD, the no. NL, we don't have something like that. OL, ordered list, and LI. Isn't that the answer? Not unordered list. Ordered. And for this, the answer is going to be the third. Then the next one, 37. Which of the following gives the approximate size in bytes of a raster image and resolution maximum 4 colors? Now, this is a good question. Right? I think I have prepared a certain picture here. This one. Right. Still a known thing for you. When it comes to a raster image, so simply raster images are also called as bitmap images. Raster images are also called as bitmap images. Since they are made with pixels here. Now this is the photo. When you zoom this area, you may see them as block shapes. So these are called as pixels. If I draw that clearly, this is the zoomed version. This has pixels, this has pixels. By lighting up the pixels, the image is formed. And when you reduce the zooming, you may see this as a nice colorful image. That's the point. Right? So bitmap images or the bitmap images or the raster images are having that particular feature. What is the opposite of this? Next one is vector images. Okay, we'll cover the vector images in a while. Before that, we'll work with raster images. Now, this question says, which of the following gives the approximate size in bytes in raster image? So, raster image means it's a bitmap image which is made with pixels. This has pixels. Having 275 into 175. What is that? Then now the image, this is it. So then this is completely filled with pixels. Now they are telling that the size of the image as 275. Now they are giving that as 275 into 175. Then this says that the first value is giving the horizontal number of pixels. Horizontal side, how many pixels are there? That is having 275. This is giving the number of pixels in the vertical side. And now we have 175 pixels in the vertical side, 275 pixels in the horizontal side. Right? Now that is what the clue given. Okay. Further, what do they say other than that? Resolution and the maximum of 4 colors. Then they have 4 colors. That means each pixel, this pixel, can light up with 4 colors. Then the 4 color maybe one is, we'll say that red, other one is blue, next one is green, and then next one is white. Now there are 4 colors. Then these 4 colors have to be presented in binary format. These are digital images. Then to represent red color, I may use 1 bit. 1 bit is 1, either we said that bit is either 1 or 0. Then red is 1, blue is 0, what is green then? If I say green as 1, then 1 has been given for red. And now using 1 bit, is it possible for me to represent 4 colors? No. So what I need is, I am going to go for 2 bits here. I am going to use 2 bits. So that 0, 0 is the red color, 0, 1 is the blue color, 1, 0 is the green color, 1, 1 is the white color. According to our truth table like environment, this is fine. So then I want to use 2 bits to present the color. And now what is the equation here? You people know this. The concept is number of colors in a pixel, number of colors in a pixel is going to be 2 to the power n. What is that n? So here n is going to be the number of bits used to represent the color, number of bits used for the color. For the color, how many bits are there? Then in this case, they say that number of colors we need is 4. We have to write them as 2 to the power n. So then 2 to the power 2. So we have to go for a 2-bit here. We went for a 2-bit representation for the colors. Number of colors is 4. 2 to the power n means n has to be made as 2. Alright. Then each pixel, what we use here, should record with 0, 1. Then that is going to give you blue color. If this pixel is of white color, that is presenting as 1, 1. If this pixel is of red color, 0, 0. If this pixel is of blue color, 0, 1 again. Now, each pixel should hold how many bits? 2 bits. Each pixel should hold 2 bits to present the color. And now, what about the total number of bits used by the entire image? We have 275 horizontally and 175 vertically. That much of pixels are there, while 1 pixel is maintaining 2 bits. 1 pixel is maintaining 2 bits. Then at that moment, this is the total number of bits consumed by the image. This much of pixels are there, 1 pixel is going to have 2 bits. But the question is asking the image size, which of the following is approximate size in bytes? They want to go for bytes. Bytes and bit relationship is what? 8 times 9. So then this is in bits. if the capacity in bytes, what we need is this amount 275, 175 into 2 has to be divided by 8. Now we are going to convert that into bytes. So I am not teaching you how to convert these bytes bits again. So then thinking that you know this. Hope that things are fine for you. Is it? Right. Then that's about the conversion. Right. Now what is the answer then? Into 2 divide by 2. And by now this much no, then not by 4, 3 is the answer, right? Into 2 divide by 8. Fine. Then the next one, 36. An audio file of a song contains long silence portions before and after the song which has to be removed using Audacity. Some label icons from Audacity interface are shown below. Then again I'll go to my this presentation. Now this is for the Audacity environment, right? Now I think you people have used this. There is to edit sound. Now when you open the soundtrack, this is how it shows you. And there are tools available on top. So among them, I think, how can I show you? Right. Then you can see this, right? I'll share the screen. Where is it? Okay, then just for the moment I can't find the gadget. No, it's not there. Okay, let it go. Put the screen sharing remote echo. Had screen share කළා දෙනවද? Right, now you can open it. Right, now this is it, right? Now among these toolbars, the most important ones for you in the exam, this is what the toolbar or the tool to include a silence. Silence means if I am to go back to the soundtrack here. Now in an area like this, now listen carefully, sometimes you may not be aware with this, so be careful. Now here these are with some soundtracks, some details are there. Some details are there, right? Then here we have some details. Now this is having no sound effect, okay. That's a visual representation of the soundtrack I have added. If I want to add a silence into this area, now there are some sound information, I want to not to delete them, just to keep them silent. Then I want to make them flat. Then if I delete this, we have another word called as trim. Trim means we cut this off. What I selected here is remove, cut and merge the other two parts closer. Again, trimming means, trim means this is the soundtrack we had, okay. Then from a place I may trim this. after trimming, what happens is these two edges, this point and this point, will come closer. They are going to be closer. So that this is the sound part, this is a part where we break it, and this is the other place where we break it. Both are coming closer and continuing from there onwards. So this part is removed. That's called as trimming. Trim means cut. Next one is silence. So then silence is, if we add a if you consider a soundtrack like this original soundtrack, right, then into a place like this, I want to add a silence. Now silence. Then what I need to do here is, I may add the silence tool by selecting this part. Now this track, whatever we had, then from here to there, the time is there, but no data. That's a silence. Silence is that the time will be maintaining, having no data. That's silence. Trimming is that time is completely removed and merging this point and this point, merging these two edges closer. That's the difference between trimming and silence. Right? So then that's the knowledge here. If you go for these tools, the tool I have highlighted, right? Now this has a certain, we'll share the screen with it, right? Now in this case, you see a certain empty part at the middle. Hear me. So this is to say that this is silence tool, and this is what the trimming tool, right? So then that has no silence, that has something in between. So I am going to trim it. That means cut that part off. Right? So then that's the knowledge what we need to consider in our trimming as well as cutting as the two main activities that we do onto our soundtracks. And then usual cut is there. Here we have cut. Now the ongoing soundtrack, we can cut it from there. It is going to be split. And then a copy and paste is there as usual. Zooming the soundtrack, zoom down them, then they are available in it. Even this is another zoom part, and the other sections are there. Right. Right. Then we will come back. Remove the sharing. Right. Now this is the way how you trim that properly. Now this is the part. So what I do is I just select the section using the select tool here. Now select tool is this one. The I like character is the select tool. Using that we select it, this part, and then we'll click on the trim icon. Then that part will be trimmed. Remove it. So then that's the point. First we select the part and click on the trim icon. It will be cut it off. Right. Now with that knowledge, what is the answer then? Right, in an audio file, what they want is in an audio of the song contain long silence portions. That's already there. Silence is there before and after the song, which have to be removed. And what should you do? The silence part has to be trimmed. So we need to use trim. Then among them, what is the trim tool? See the D. D is going to be the trim tool. This is going to be the silence tool. Alright. And trim has to be used after selecting those unwanted parts. And now click A. A is the select tool. Definitely you have to select it. And then select the song portion and then click D. Not C. C will add a silence that has to be trimmed. And click, that means select it, select the song area, and then we click on trim part, it will be removed. Fine. Okay. Then the next section. '35. Again regarding the vector and the raster images. Now, these are called as raster images. They are made with pixels. Other one is vector images. What are vector images? Normally, vector images are made with equations. These days, you people are expert in mathematics. Right? So, in maths, we know that whenever we go for a straight line, we have an equation. What is that equation? Y equals mx plus c. Right? Then simply we can say that y equals 2x plus 3. So, we learn them as gradient and many more things. Then if this is there, according to the Cartesian plane, you just draw the line like that. I don't know whether I am correct or wrong. And then sometimes you can have another line prepared using some other equation. This is say that equation 1, this is equation 2. I can prepare one another equation like this, one another equation like this. Likewise, for curves, for circles, still we have equations. I don't know whether you did or not in your O levels. Then x equals plus 2xy. Likewise, there are equations. So that may prepare a small curve like this. So in that manner, it is possible to present a certain graphic which is completely made with lines and curves. Now this is a certain object that is made by using these equations. So such a graphic which is built with equations, they are mathematical equations called as vector images. Then the benefit there is to make this curve quite larger. So I want to increase the radius. In order to increase the radius, these values are changing. In order to make this line longer, I may change these parameters. Right? Now, changing the values of the equation, change the values of the equations, the shape can be changed, or else simply we can call as shape can be zoomed. So when you are zooming now, will the pixels are going to get enlarged or drawing a line longer than existing, drawing the curve with a higher radius? We don't zoom the pixels. Pixels are zoomed when it comes to the vector images. Right? So then pixels are zoomed when you go for the raster images. Right? Now here we have a raster image. If I am to zoom it, I want to make the pixels enlarged. Then only the pixels are going to be enlarged. So when you zoom it, now the image is going to get blurred. But in our vector images, zooming will create the drawing larger with the help of equations. So the point there is vector images are supporting to zoom the things without getting without degrading the quality. Right? Now I just explained that, thinking that you know this. Then now it says that the following statements is incorrect. We want to go for the wrong statement regarding the raster and vector images. Right? The GIMP software can be used to create raster images. That's correct, right? GIMP, even Photoshop, what else? The Paint, all are going to be of bitmap or raster images. What are the softwares going with vector images? Adobe, what is that? The Corel Draw, so Corel Draw is a vector image. Then one other product, Adobe, what is it? Can't remember exactly. Adobe After Effects, I think. Yes, Adobe After Effects. So then these are going to create vector images. Illustrator, yes, that's it. So then Illustrator. Now I'll check it and let you know, right? Then CorelDRAW is definitely a vector image, right? So Illustrator may be yes. There's Adobe product. I can't exactly remember. Adobe Illustrator maybe. If it is wrong, I'll explain you further, right? So then that's going to be vector images. But the raster images are the most products that we have, including Photoshop, then Paint. So then they are going to be even GIMP, that is the free package, are raster bitmap images. Fine. Then GIMP is raster, that's correct. Vector images are constructed through lines, curves and fills. Yes, vectors are made with lines, curves and they are being filled. That's still correct. When a vector image is enlarged, quality degrades. Vector is enlarged, degrade in the quality? No. That is applicable for raster images or bitmap images. And 3 is the wrong answer. Then raster images are not suitable images like institutions, logos and frequently need resizing. Resizing now we need vector images. They say that it is not suitable. Yes, rasters are not suitable. Then that's correct. Incorrect answer is requested. 3 is the incorrect answer. Right. Then what is the next one? 34. A raster image containing n pixels and having dimensions 2 by 2 is enlarged to be dimension 2 into 3. What will be the number of pixels in the enlarged image? Now they say that there is a raster image. Raster means bitmap image, right? Bitmap image. This is of 2 by 2. That means this side we have 2 inches. This side we have another 2 inches. 2 by 2. Having n number of pixels in it. All together they have n number of pixels. They say that this is going to be resized into an image 3 by 2. This side 3 inches and this side 2 inches as it is. So then this is done by zooming. This is a vector image. Sorry, this is a raster image which is with pixels. Then when you zoom that, will the number of pixels increase or the same? Same, only the pixel size is going to be enlarged. Same pixels are there, same number of pixels are there, but large size pixels. Pixels are going to get enlarged, right? Then in that manner, the answer goes for what is the number of pixels in the enlarged image? How many pixels are there? Same number. Only the size of the pixel is enlarged. It doesn't change the number of pixels, right? Now the next one is an easy question, right? Which of the following correctly match the given file type with the example file name extensions? Now these are very common things. Spreadsheet, exe, no, what is exe files? They are self-executable files. Exe means self-executable files. Hopefully exe files are of somewhere like programs, even viruses. So they are of the exe files, right? So then exe goes with programs, that means software installations. Even most of the viruses are also coming with that. What is the feature of exe? When you double click on it, it will execute on its own. exe works on its own. Okay, whenever you go for an MP3 file, come here. I have an MP3 file available in my pen drive, right? Then I just plug that into one of my friend's computer. this is brought into another computer. Then in order to play that MP3 file, shouldn't I have a appropriate media player in the computer? Say that no media player is there, no VLC player, no KM player, no Windows media, nothing is there. If so, can you run this MP3 file? MP3 file, can it run on its own? No. So that this is not called as, this is not a self-executable file. It is not, cannot execute on its own. They need extra software. But if the file extension is of exe, they are self-executable. What is the meaning of it? The file will get executed on its own. If I put it here and double click, it doesn't need a software. Photoshop, media player, it may keep running. That's how you install your softwares. When you double click on that, the installation wizard will appear. It is not in Photoshop. It is not in media player. Just starting it. Okay. So then exe files are self-executable. That's why I said that viruses are also like that, malware. When that virus comes, it should run on its own. That's another dangerous product. Okay. Then spreadsheet cannot be. Then spreadsheet ODS, XLS, fine, right? Now ODS is Open Office, Calc extension. This is Microsoft Excel. Audio MP3, Wave, they are still audio. Video AVI MP4, that's correct, right? So then this is the correct answer regarding the file extensions. Then spreadsheet MP3 cannot be, spreadsheet MP4 cannot be. They are audio and video only. Right. Then the next page, 32. Which of the following statements are correct? A DNS. I said you about DNS earlier. A DNS server maps domain names to IP addresses while the web server delivers web content to its users. Is it? That's correct, right? So then DNS is mapping the domain names into the IP addresses. We said it. So then in this case, there's another one. Now this is the vector image and raster image. Right? Normally raster image, when you zoom that, JPG, PNG, GIF, they are raster images. When you zoom it, it is going to get blurred. But vector images, when you zoom it, the same shapes will maintain. SVG is one of the vector image format. Further pixels, we said about the pixels. Right. Now the domain names, the domain name server, so I explained that already. So here we have the web browser of the client computer. Then the request goes to the DNS server. Here you can't see that properly. This DNS, then we enter the domain name and getting the IP address. We give the domain name, getting the IP address, and with the IP address we can go to the web server here. I explained that already, so no need to worry about it. So then if this is a DNS, the main job is user is giving the domain name, and from there we will get the IP address. So I have shared this presentation. You can see that once you get into your computer. Here we have the table of domain names and the IP addresses. Fine. So then that's okay regarding that. Then for the 32, answer is going to be the first. That's it. So web server and the DNS server both stores websites. No. Web server and the DNS server both. No. They are not the answers. 31. Which of the following statements about URL? What is URL? That is the web address. Right. So which of the following statement about URL is correct? URL cannot contain folder names. What is that? Normally it's something like this. This is my computer. It's me. I am connected to the internet. Okay. Then I am going to access a certain web page available in a certain web server. Okay, say that this web server is something like we'll go to this is www.bbc.com. Okay, so in the BBC there are different information given us to us, sports, news, weather, currencies, many more. Then inside this web server, when we type bbc.com, you may directly go to that one through the DNS. Assume that DNS is there, and we are going to get the BBC website. If you click on news, you see that on the web browser, the place where the address is available, URL is available, it is turning into https://bbc.com/news/page1, page1.html. Haven't you notified a certain pattern like this? A lengthy web address. I'll try to erase this unnecessary part. Haven't you noticed that? bbc.com/news, then page1 likewise. So then we have lengthy web addresses as such. Then there we say that this is going to be the domain name. We know that .com is the top level domain. This is the domain name, and this is what the folder available in the web server. That means under the bbc.com there is a folder called as news. Under that folder all the news pages are there. Sometimes there can be another folder called as sports. Then all the sports web pages are available in it. And now URL may contain the folder names. And this is the file name that we are going to access, the HTML file. Correct? File as well as a folder are included into the URL. That's possible. So then that is to locate the specific folders of the server to bring the pages. Then page1.html is available under the news. So here we have page1.html file is there. Right. So then that is included into that location. Right. Based on that, what is the question then? A URL cannot contain folder names. No, it can. URL is composed of only of protocol and domain names. URL has protocol and the domain name. Protocol means HTTP and the domain name. No, it has folders, file names, many more things are there. Then a URL is as same as IP address. Is a URL similar to the IP address? No, IP address is a numerical format. This is numbers. URL is text. This is numbers. URL is text. Then they are not the same. URL specifies the address of the resource on the World Wide Web. And that is the correct answer for the 31. Right? Then 30th. Which of the following contains an incorrect matching with respect to website development project? Now the software development, web development. Then in it you can remember that. So these are extractions from your school book. Normally when you are going to go for system development life cycle, our software development, website development, there are steps to be followed. Why? Developing a system, developing a web page, developing a software is a critical work. So then that criticalness has to be followed well, otherwise our product will be a failure. We know that. Once you make a software for a certain shop, so this is a shop, we are making the software. Then shop then onwards runs with that software. If this software has an error, if the software is with a certain error, shop doesn't know about it, doing the transactions, finally that gives some error results. Therefore, when developing the software, it should be done with minimal number of errors. So, for that to happen, there's a big responsibility for the software developer. So, they have to follow proper steps to do this, to make that product perfect. Otherwise, they will be thrown away from the industry. People will not come for them to make softwares. Why? Their product is failed. In order to make softwares, first thing is identification of the requirements. Say that you and me are going to make softwares. Then we just go to that shop and ask what type of business are you doing, how you are going to collect profits, how you are going to do sales, how you get the items. So, those are going to be questioned. So, then that is what the first thing is, identifying the requirements. Simply it is studying the business in detail. We have to identify and then design it. Now, we are the software team. So, then we are the software team now. Then software team knows well about the business now. Then we prepare a small plan or a design how we have to implement the software solution. Then coding of the software. Then after having the plan, we are going to code it using a language like Pascal. We use that, and now the coding part is going on. Then after that, we need to test it. Once you complete the code, we want to check whether the code is working properly. Testing is essential. Then deployment. Now, we code the software as well as test it. Then after finishing testing, aren't we, you and me, aren't the software team prepare the product with a tested product? Now, they test it, whether the code is working properly, fine, software is good. Then that software has to be given to the shop. Shop doesn't know anything about the software. So, the people who are working for the shop should be trained. You understand that? They don't know anything about these icons, menus. We have to train them. And we have to implement that. We have to deploy that in a proper way. We have direct deployment, parallel deployment. You may remember them, just to revise them. So, in that manner, deployment is giving the software to the business. We give the software to the business. Then after that, maintenance of the system. Now, after the deployment, shop people will use it. Then we people have the responsibility of looking after the software. If there's an error generated, shop counter people don't know how to recover them. They don't know anything about coding. We should engage in that and do this. And there are many other maintenance works to be done. That is what the last stage is. So, these are the general stages of software development projects. Right. Then on it, the first work is studying the business as a software team. When studying the business, we can follow these steps. As a software team, we can observe their behavior, we can do interviews, then we can give questionnaires, document, prototyping likewise. What is prototyping? Prototyping means we people are making a small sample product, sample software and informing them. Podi sample එකක් හදලා ඒගොල්ලන්ට කියනවා. Then they will give some feedback on it. Feedback will be the information about their business. That's the prototyping part. Right. Then when designing the software, just to, now this is just a revision part, right? Now there's a requirement part. Then designing is we are going to identify the software, then user interfaces and identification of the hardware and everything. We just plan the product by detecting the hardware we need, the network capabilities, the softwares we need. We just collecting all those them and preparing the planning works for the entire product. Now I just extract this. I have shared the presentation. Then this will revise you the knowledge. Right? Go through that in detail. I don't want to explain that. This is just theory. The next one, coding. So coding is the programmers are going to start coding based on the plan that we have made. Right? Then after that, right. Then next, after coding, the testing, then the made software has to be tested. Then testing goes with some stages. One is called as unit testing, integration, system and acceptance. Under the acceptance, I'll just say that this is done by the users, simply the shop owners, and they will use this for a while, the shop people. Now we are the software team, no. Then shop people will run this software for a while and say that this is good for our work, we'll accept it. It's they who do the acceptance testing. But all these are done by the software side. Okay. Next, deployment. Deployment is making the software available to the business. Right? Deployment, install and use. The system which has been tested, debugged, is carried out at this stage. There are different deployment approaches. That means the software we have made is going to be given to the final business, maybe the shop. So that is going to be given in multiple ways: direct deployment, parallel, pilot and phased. So you can remember that direct means the software is directly given to the business. So whatever the old system they had should be removed and continue the activities with the new system only. Then parallel means allowing to use the old system as well as the new system simultaneously. Then pilot and phase, part of the system, part of the business are going to be. So just read the note in it. I don't want to explain that. That's direct theory. Then a maintenance part. So then we have to look after the system to do the maintenance part. So then I just extracted this just to read them and brush up your knowledge. Correct? Now this is a paper discussion, not teaching lesson, right? Therefore, I think teaching this part will be a waste of our time. Just to highlight the areas in your book, these are the ones that you need to consider. Right. Then system development models we have in order to develop softwares: waterfall, iterate, incremental, then prototyping and spiral model. Right. So then just to say that waterfall model is just continuing step by step. If you go for waterfall development, we have the first stage, that is the requirement detection, and then we plan it and then implementing it, then that means coding it. This is the design, this is the requirement, and then the testing. After that deployment. These are done one after the other. In waterfall, the limitation is once you complete this, only we can come down. Just like falling water. The water drops in a waterfall, the water part is on top. That falls down. Once it comes down, it can't go up again. You complete this. We collect all the requirements and then start the other part. The designing part. And then we go to the coding part. Once you are doing the coding, then you can't go back to the requirement collection and do that again. So these are finished and come down. Step by step flow. That's what waterfall is. Waterfall means finish this and then start the other phase. Don't do multiple stages parallel. Right. Then the next, iterative incremental model. What is this iterative part? The things are done iteratively. Now hear me. Identification of the requirements, like in waterfall. Then designing part. Then implementation part. Testing. Then we again improve that. This is releasing the software in versions. Just like Windows, the operating system. Windows 7 came. I think you can remember that. Around 10 years ago. Then still that's the operating system. Then that has been developed following all these rules. They collect the requirements, what type of requirements we need in operating systems, analyze them, design them, code it, test it, and then they let us to use it. While we are using, they introduce Windows 10. That means they have keep improving this. Then the next version has been made. Again Windows 11 came. Nowadays we are using 11. But though we are using it, Microsoft people have never stopped the work. They are evaluating, they are improving that into another version. In few years, they will release the next version. So then this is iteratively going on. That is called as iterative incremental. The product is incremented. Even WhatsApp is also like that. They are updating. Zoom updating. Iteratively going on. Right. So then there are some products which are following iterative, but waterfall is not like that. From beginning to the end, done, that's all. They don't improve that iteratively like this. Right. Then that's a revision part based on this. Right. Now the question 30. Which of the following contains an incorrect matching? Requirement analysis incorrect matching with respect to the website development project. We are developing a website, but is incorrect. Requirement analysis, interview and project prototypes. To collect requirements, we use interviews, prototyping. Yes, it is. They want the incorrect. Solution design, designing part. Hardware identification, software identification. Yes, to define, we have to identify what hardware, what software is required. Still correct. Coding. To code web pages, we need HTML, PHP, MySQL. Yes, they are related to web pages. Still fine. Testing. In testing, do we have direct parallel? No, this is going under the deployment, not in testing. So the incorrect answer is the fourth one. Fine. Then 29. Which of the following statements are correct? An assembler converts. Again, the language translators. Still, I have added some slides here. Language translators are converting what? Source code into the machine code, right? So then in this case, it's something like this. When you are doing programming, in Pascal you write English codes. So those has to be run in the CPU in ones and zeros. So then English codes has to be turned into ones and zeros for the CPU to understand, right? Then that conversion is done in multiple ways. One is a compiler, right? So then compiler, here we have the source code, that is it, the keywords var, then int, then while, those are the available in source code. We call this as source code. Hurry. And source code is transferred through the compiler. Then that may generate the complete machine code completely with ones and zeros. Then they have to complete the machine code. And then once this is running, you can get the output. That is how the compiler works. Source code is completely turned into ones and zeros code. Then interpreter is having the source code. There we have codes available, say that while, and then if, var, those are there. What they do is, it is reading one of the available lines. They read the first line. That is turning into ones and zeros, and that is going to get run. Then the second line, turn that into ones and zeros, and that is going to be run. And now when it comes to interpreter, it runs line by line. Interpreter is giving line by line execution. This is running the code at once. The entire code is running at once. So that's the difference between compiler and the interpreter. You can remember that. I quickly revise that at the moment. Then the other translator is assembler. Assembler works in the language assembly only. It's work for the assembly code or the assembly language only. What it does is, it is still converting the entire source code into the machine code, but this is still giving line by line execution. Assembler is giving line by line. Applicable for the assembly language only. Assembler. Nothing else. Right. Again, with respect to these areas, another point, high level and low level languages. What are low level languages? So the keyword low level means they are closer to the computer. Right? In ICT we have two words, high and low. High level are humans. You and me are humans. If they are closer to us, if they are understandable to us, we call this as high level. Right? Low level means they are going away from us, they are closer to the computer. Machine code, ones and zeros, as well as assembly are called as low level languages. They are low. High level are English, whatever the codes available in English, just like the language we use, Pascal, even Python, HTML. So then they are readable to us, they are called as high level. Then these are machine codes, no need to convert them into ones and zeros again, since these are in ones and zeros. Right. If you are going to compare these two, here we have the comparison. Right. I don't want to read it. So high level languages are in English, then it's programmer friendly, high level programmer friendly, then it's machine friendly. These are with ones and zeros in low level, these are English. Then high level language is less memory efficient, efficiency is very low, they have to convert English into ones and zeros. These are high memory efficient, only ones and zeros are there, quick. Then easy to understand for humans, English. This is tough to understand, ones and zeros are not capturable for us. Then simple to debug, debug means test or to error detect. Then that is simple, all are in English, we can easily detect the errors. Then complex to debugs, all are with ones and zeros, very complex. Then simple to maintain, English thing. Then complex to maintain. Then is portable. The Pascal code we write, you wrote a code in Pascal, that can be copied into a pen drive and take that into some other computer and run it. Portable, it's working. But these are non-portable. The code we written in one computer is acceptable to that particular computer only. Then can run only in any platform. Yes, machine dependent. The code is valid only for that machine only. They need a compiler interpreter, needs assembler for translation. If it is assembly, ones and zeros now, no need to have translator, or no translator required. Hope that's fine. Right. Then that's about the language translation, just a small revision. Right. Then I will jump into the questions. An assembler converts assembly language code into machine language code. Harini? Assembler is converting assembly code into ones and zeros. Pascal is considered as low level. Is Pascal low or high? Pascal is closer to us, it's high level. Then a compiler converts high level language into a machine language. Yes, compiler is converting English into machine, that's also fine. And on 29, answer is A and C, the second one. Yes. Then 28. Which of the following refers to the first element in Pascal array declared in this manner? Again, I hope that you can remember the arrays. If you go to arrays, it's something like this. Right. Then array comes as a variable. Now, normally, if I go to a variable like this, I may say a variable like MK, normal MK, I assign that into 75. Then the value 75 is put into the variable MK. After that, I am telling that MK equals 90. Then here we have a variable called as MK. Initially, we put 75 into that. Then on the next line, I am telling that 90. And now when I say 90, will that 75 be there or overwritten by 90? It will be overwritten. So 70 will be vanished 75 will be vanished, and then this 90 is coming into this due to this. Normally in a variable, one value can be there at a time. But array, if you define something called as array, is maintaining multiple values, maintaining many values. That's the point. So that if I define an array like this, so normally the way we define the array in Pascal is like this, right? If I define that as var, the variable, mk equals, unlike earlier, now I am going to use the keyword array and then telling that the starting point 0.5. This is to say that create an array having 6 boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The name of the first box is 0, second box is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So altogether there we have 6 boxes. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is what entirely called as MK. And into these boxes, it is possible for me to put the values like 5, 90, 200, 3, 8, 150. Now, under this variable, I am maintaining multiple values. That's called as an array. So, array is a special variable in order to maintain many values. In it, each and every value can be reached, can be accessed using these indexes. We call this as index. Then if I want to read the value 3, then I am calling that as mk, forget about 3, I may say this is 31, right? Then I am going to say that mk3. So, within brackets I may say the index. I want to go to the index 3, there we have the value 31. So, that gives you the value 31. If I say mk 1, that gives the value 90. The 1 has the value 90. Right? So, then here is the way how you read each and every value that is found under the indexes. Hope that the things are clear. Then that's going to be the array definition or the array concept. Now, based on that, what is going to be here? Right. Which of the following refers to the first element of Pascal array? This one. Now, they are going to maintain an array which is called as ARRA. The box is ARRA 0, 0.4. And what are the boxes it has? Now, the boxes are going to be here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That number of boxes are there. Hari. Pascal array declared as this thing. Which of the following refers to the first element? And now, what is the first element now? First element goes to the index 0. Name of the array is ARRA. And now, ARRA 0 is the point. Second one is the answer. Am I correct? This to say that ARRA minus 1. So, we don't have something called as minus 1. ARRA 1 means second index. Array first, we don't have something like this. And the answer is going to be the second ARR 0. First element maintains the index as 0. Hope that you are clear. Right. Then the next one, 27. What would be the output of the code given in figure 3? Right. Then I'll go to the presentation. I have added them. Then we can discuss them. Right. This question number 27. Code is little bit clear, ne? Okay, little bit clear. Fine. 27. We want the output. Thinking that you have the knowledge, I don't want to teach you. Teaching will not be effective now. Depending on your knowledge, we'll try this. Here we have a variable value is greater than 30. Now the question says figure 3 when the value is 26 and 20. So then they are giving us the values. One value is 26, then what is the answer? Other value is 20, what is the answer? Right. Then in this code, this is the variable value. When it is going to be 26, the value is going to be 26. Then places where we have the variable value is going to be of 26. Right. Now they check, is that greater than or equal to 30? Is it? Is 26 more than or equal to 30? No. Then that is false. If it is not, we jump into the else part. That is not, then we go to else. Once you go to else, again it is checking whether the value, that means 26, is more than or equal to 25. Is it? Yes, 26 is more than. Then write ln warm, and you may get the answer warm. That's the first part. Now the other situation to run this is with the value 20. 26 and 20. Now when it is going to be 20, here I'll try that with the other color, 20. Is 20 more than 30? Still not. Then we go to else part. Now we are going to check whether 20 is more than or equal to 25. Is it? Still not. 20 is not more than 25. Then we go to the else part again. There we check the 20 is more than or equal to 20. Is it? Is it more than or equal to 20? Yes. Not more than equal. And I write ln chili. At that moment the answer goes like chili. So then the answer is what? Warm and chili. So 3 is the answer. These are very simple. Then I hope that you all have the idea about the programming part. Just to run them and get the answers. Very simple. Right. We'll see. Then question number 26. Still we need the output. There it says that I is an integer. We know integers are whole numbers. These are whole numbers. X is also a whole number but having the value 5. And x is 5, I still we don't know the number. Begin for I is equals 1. What is this 4? 4 is generating a loop, repetition, repeatedly going on. Then it is to say that I value begins with 1 to x. So we found that x as 5. I is going from 1 to 5. Then the I value is going from 1 to 5. Inside that it says if I mod 2 equals 0. What is this mod operator? You people know that. Modulo. So modulo is, if I say that 13 mod, say that 13 mod 5. How to get the answer? We divide 13 by 5. This is the way how you get 13 mod 5. 13 divided by 5. That's going to be 2, 10. Remainder is 3. So we get the remainder as the answer. That's a mod. So here the answer is going to be 3. 13 mod 5. And now the incident there is, I'll erase everything. Right. Now the answer is, yes, we'll work it. So x is 5. Then for I from 1 to 5. Right. Still I better erase these parts. Okay. In order to run, I may maintain the value I here. Initially I goes from 1. I is 1. When I is 1, we come down to make that I mod 2. That means 1 modulo 2. 1 divide by 2. Then we don't, 0, 1 is the remainder. So this gives the answer as 1. If this is equal, then write ln I. Is this equal to 0? No, then we don't write anything. If this answer I mod 2 is 0, then only we go to this to write something, to display something. Now we don't. Then we go to the next round, making the I value as 2. This is a loop. I goes from, then the I value is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 has been gone. Now I is 2. I value is 2. Then we check for 2 mod 2. And 2 divide by 2, 1, 2, remainder is 0. This gives you 0. Is that 0? Yes. Then write ln I. I value is 2. Now in the output we have 2. Then you go to the next round, the value of 3. I is 3. Then 3 mod 2. And 3 is divided by 2, 1, 2, 1 is remainder, equal to 0, no, this is going to be 1. Then 4 mod 2 going to give you 4 divided by 2, 0, sorry, these 2, 4, output is 0, and answer is 0. If it is 0, write ln I means 4 has to be displayed. Next value is 5. 5 mod 2, 5 divided by 2, 2, 4, 1 is remaining. So then that's not. And our output is going to be 2 and 4. So then in that 2 and 4, this is the answer. Then the next question. This is a code. Still we need the output. X is 1, while 1 less than 10. Then here incrementing x by 2, x equals x plus 2. And now I may maintain the x variable, and the other condition is x less than 10. Then I write ln x. So then we have the output. So I am maintaining a table like this. Initial x is 1. Then we check 1 less than 10, yes. Then x value is incremented by 2. Making that as x is 1, 1 plus 2 is made as 3. And x value is going to be 3. With that 3, we go to the next round. And 3, we check 3 less than 10, yes still. Then now the current value is 3, adding into 2, make it as 5. Why? This is not under the while statement, this is broken. The indentation is not there. And this is not belong to the repetition outside that. After finishing the loop, we come here. And then this is going to give you 3. 3 plus 2 makes it as 5. Then with 5, we go to the next round. This is 3 and then we go to 5. Then we check 5 less than 10. Yes, it is. Then 5 plus 2 is making it as 7. Right. Then next round 7. 7 less than 10, the yes still. Then 7 plus 2 makes it as 9. Next round 9 less than 10, the yes. Then 9 plus 2 is going to be 11. Then this is going to be 11. Now we check whether 11 is less than 10. No. So that we don't go. Now 11 is less than 10, the no. And we don't go in, directly we go to the next statement, write ln x. What is output? X is going to be 11. Remember that this is not belong to the loop, outside the loop. So these are repeating, and at the end of the repetition, this is going to get executed. So the last value of x is going to be 11 in it. Right. So in that manner, it's going to be the 11th answer is. Then the other part, what is the output of the following Pascal expression? Now this is still another common question when I check for the previous questions. operator precedence. When there are operators in the programming, especially in Excel, we discussed that in our first day. Even in Python, now this is the operator order in Pascal, right? Sorry. Then first priority goes for the not operator. Second priority goes for the multiplication, division, and this division. DIV says that integer division. Ne? As an example, 13 divided by 2. Then what is that answer? This division, slash division. We keep dividing 13 by 2. And then this is going to be 6, 12, 1.5. This is going to give you 6.5. If I execute that as 13 due to, what is the answer? When you divide 13 by 2, I'll write it here. 13 divided by 2, that is going to be 6, 12. We don't go further. That's it. Then we get the answer as 6. No fractions are there. Irrespective to the decimal places, we get the answer. Whole answer is considered. With the div keyword, slash is going for the final answer. Modulo, you know that. This AND operator, O operator, this is a level. Highest level is therefore not. Right. So, in that manner, if you go for a operation like this, what is the execution here? Just I'll do that. 24 mod 5 plus 13 div 7. Then which has the highest priority of this? We have mod plus as well as div. What is having the highest priority? Mod and div has the highest priority. Ne? Plus C is on the next level. And now first we have to execute mod O div. And now mod div is there. Right. Then in it we have to execute the first one available on the left right. Now mod and div are of the same level. Ne? Then we have to execute whatever the operator we have on the left hand side. And now then 24 modulo 5 divided by 5, this is going to be 4, 20, then remainder is 4. Mod is remainder, so this part turns into 4. Plus 13 div 7. And now plus and div, what is the next highest priority? Div and plus, div and plus. Div has the highest priority. And now we have to go for the next operator, div. And now 13 divided by 7. We don't care about the fractions. This is going to be 1, 7, 6 is the answer. Then we proceed. This whole part turns into 1. And now finally, 4 plus 1 is there. That's going to give you 5 as the final answer. Hope that you are clear how to get the answer for this. Okay. Then you have to go to the next level, this part. What is that operator? If I am write it somewhere there, I'll use a different color then. Within brackets, another color. Ne? Okay. Within brackets, we go to 14 minus 5 plus 3 into 2 div 4. Now, which has the highest priority? Bracket has the highest priority, just like in maths. Within the bracket, we have minus, plus and multiplication. Among them, which has the highest priority? Plus, minus, multiplication. Multiplication has the highest priority. And a multiplication has to be proceed at first, keeping 14 minus 5. This is going to be executed. That is going to give you 6. And then div 4. Still we have to go for the brackets. Plus and minus are in the same level. Then I am executing the first one available. 14 minus 5 is going to be 9 plus 6. Then div 4. This is going to give you 15 div 4. Then 15 divided by 4 gives you 3, 12. And then 3 answer is going to give you 3 finally. Hari. So then that's the order how you get the answers in this. That's not the question. Right. Then what is the question here? What is that question? It's not here. Yes, I didn't put that into the slides. Okay, doesn't matter. The exam question is how to operate this. Right. Then I'll just operate that. The question goes for 3 plus 5 into 2 minus 10 div 2. Hurry. Now what has the highest priority? The bracket makes it as 8 into 2 minus 10 div 2. What is going to be the first operator? These two are in the same level, ne? In multiplication and div. Then I may process from left to right. This is 16 minus 10 div 2. Now what's going on? Here we have to go for 10 div 2. Div has the highest priority. And 10 divided by 2 directly makes it as 5. Ne? And this is going to give you 5. 16 minus 5 making it as 11. That is the answer. They are very simple. So even in Excel you have similar operations to be done. Right. Then the answer is going to be 11 here. We have it. Right. 24. This one 23. Consider the following PQR logical operations. If the above A and B contain values minus 3 and 18 respectively. So then they say that A has minus 30. A is minus 3. B is 18. Hurry. Respectively, which of the following represents the correct outcomes of P, Q and R? And A is minus 3 and I will just write that. Minus 3 greater than or equals to minus 3. Yes, it is true. Then B is 18. 18 less than 25. Yes, it is true. Just to compare them. 18 less than the O. And now this turn goes for true and true. And operate logic gate. True and true means true. Hurry. P is going to be true. Here A is minus 3. Minus 3 not equal to 10. This is to say that not equal. O not equal. Minus 3 is equal, not equal to minus 10. Yes, this is still going to be true. Then B is 18 equal to 20. No, that is false. And this is going to give you true and false. True and false in logic gate is going to give you false. Now this is logic operators, ne baba. And gate. If this is true and false, answer is true is 1, false is 0. Then if it is 1 and 1, true and true, this is going to be 1. Then the statement Q is going to be false. Statement P is going to be true. Here not A is minus 3 more than 0. Minus 3 more than 0. No, it is less than. Then that is false. Then out of false we have not. Hope that you can see this. Then if I am to explain that further, here we have not in brackets minus 3 greater than 0. Minus 3 greater than 0. No, according to the number line, 0 here, minus 3 is somewhere in the left hand side. Then this is false. Then operate turns into not false. Not false is true. Opposite of false. And now this entire part goes for true. B is 18, 8 is minus 15, still false. Now it turns into true or false. O operator, if one of the input is true, answer is true. And then that is going to be true. And the statements are true, false, true. True, false, true. So fourth one is the answer. Very simple. Yes, true, false, true. I hope that you, by going through the recording again and again, you can clarify them if you can't remember the areas, right? So just to point out the areas, I am discussing these, thinking that you have the knowledge, right? If you don't have that, when I am explaining that, if you can't detect what it is, that means the relevant knowledge is not with you. Please go through your notes puthe. Now I am not going to cover them. Otherwise, I have to teach everything from the beginning. So that's not practical. Then go to that point, turn that page even in your textbook or your class books or wherever, and find what is the story behind that, or else use ChatGPT. Right? So then get the background behind that. The best way is going to your textbooks. They have clearly explained that. Right. Now 22. Which of the following tasks require both iteration and selection? Now I am not agreeing with this question. Iteration and selection. Normally, selection control structure means if condition in programming. Iteration means loops. So we have two loops. One is going to be of the while loop. Other one is of the for loop. Simply they are called as counter control loop and logic control loops likewise. So then now I am going to teach them. Sometimes you don't want to worry about it. Simply learn. Then they ask which of the following tasks require both. They need both loops as well as if conditions. In this, calculating the average of two given numbers. How to calculate the average of two numbers? Two numbers are given, just like two numbers are given. Say that number 5 and number 8. How to get the average? We have to add them and divide it by 2, right? For that to happen, do I need to have if condition? Or just the operation? And now for this, we don't want any of the iteration and loops, iteration and selection. Checking if a number is prime. What are prime numbers? A number which is divisible by itself or divisible by 1. Right? Then what are the prime numbers? You people know that. So 2, even 5, 7, likewise. So finding the prime, I'll just show you the code. I think it's too much for your knowledge, but in the A level we have to do that. This is a code, right? The Pascal code, how to find it as prime. Now obviously to find whether the number given is prime, definitely we have to go through the loops. Repeatedly we have to ask it, right? So I don't want to explain that since it is quite more than your knowledge, I hope. We need to have a loop, definitely, right? So then here we have used a for loop, and then we want to check if conditions. So repeatedly we have to check whether the numbers are divided by 1, 2, like as an example, if number 5 is given, to check whether it's prime or not. First we have to divide this by 5 divided by 1, then 5 divided by 2, 5 divided by 3, 5 divided by 4. If it is not divisible, then it's prime, right? Not divisible by 1, right? 1 is obviously there. And divide by 2, 3, 4, then not. If you are going to check whether 6 is prime, 6 is divided by 2, 6 is divided by 3, 6 is divided by 4, 6 is divided by 5. Iteratively we have to keep dividing. So we need to have a loop. And if the remainder is 0, that means divisible. Then we have to have if. If it is 0, not a prime. Just idea. Right? So this is a code. Then for that, definitely we need to have loops as well as conditions. Right. Then the other one, displaying welcome message to the user. What is welcome message displaying? Print ln, write ln, welcome. Again, for that one, we don't need it. Printing the first 20 even numbers. How to print the even numbers, first even numbers? Still there are multiple ways. This is the simplest way. Right? You can understand this code. We define I, then we use a for loop 1 to 20. Then we keep not 1 to 20, it's going to be 1 to 2, yes. First 20, what is the question? First 20 even numbers. Then you have to go for the step here, right? Then some modification has to be done. We need to use the step here. What is that? Yes, 1 to 20, then write till end this. But we need to go for the even numbers here, right? Now this is not even only, 1 to 20. Then with this we have to go for the if condition. If whatever the I into this modulo 2 is 0. Now this is quite complex, that's why I am quickly going through this. Hopefully you may not understand that. Then for this to happen, still there we can have a program in order to provide the first 20 even numbers. Still we need both of them, right? So then there the answer is, there are two answers for this, but in the marking scheme they have selected only 4 as the answer. But even to go for the prime numbers, we need to use both of them. That's what my argument is, right? So the marking scheme says that 4 is the only answer. No, even 2 is also the answer. For these two, we need both of them, right? So then that's a small doubtful situation in your scope. Right, now 21 is a quite common sense question, I think. A long rectangle sheet roll is available in a shop. The number of small squares, they say that a long rectangle sheet is available. This is a sheet, okay, rectangle shape. This is a maths question, I hope. The number of small squares has to be cut from that sheet. Then we want to cut small squares, equal sides. Squares. This is a rectangle. Okay. A program is needed to find the minimum length of the sheet. Program is to find the minimum length of the sheet that is sufficient to cut the required number of squares. We want to find how much is the minimum. Then which of the following are required for this program? Then we are just giving the squares. Then say that the size of the square is somewhere whatever the amount, 2. I want to prepare 2 by 2, 20. Squares has to be made. Then we are asking how long the sheet has to be prepared. This is a length to be found. Maths question, scholarship, grade 5. Width of the sheet roll, right? Then the question is minimum length of the sheet that sufficient, right? And now we want to find the width. Sorry, we want to find the length. In order to calculate the number of sheets, don't we need to have the width? Length can how long the sheet is, then the width of the sheet should be known. Otherwise, we don't know how many squares can be placed in that vertical side. Make a 2 nang, if this is going to be 6, we can place 3 there. Right? So this is 1 square, then another square, another square. So we need to know the width of the sheet. That's essential. The required number of squares, how many squares are needed? Yes, then only we can calculate the length. Then the length of the side in a square, how the side of the square. And we need to have everything to be considered to do this. Very simple point. We want to find the length of this sheet. So we should know how wide the sheet is, the size of each square, and number of squares we need. All are expected. Very simple question. Right. Then this question number 20 is from databases. We did that in our database revision part, day 2. So then all these database questions were done, right? So I don't want to do it again. Since we have done spreadsheet and database part, we have done it. Therefore, I'll skip this part. Question number 20 and 19 we did it. Even, yes, all these have been done, right? 18, 17, we did this. I don't take them again. Even I did this slide presentation as well. Which of the following is not a suitable advice to follow when making slide presentation? Just to do that, but I'll do it. First, plan your presentation and make the slides. Yes, that has to be done. Have at least 15 text lines. In a slide, we need to include 15 text lines. No, then slide will be congested. So then that is not the one. That is the one we have to avoid it. So the 16th answer is going to be the third. Then these are spreadsheets. Still we did it. So I don't want to cover that part. Then question number 12. When using word processing software, Microsoft Word, which of the following shortcut key combination can one use to copy a selected piece of text? Copy can be used to copy a selected piece of text and paste that. What is shortcut key for copying? Control C and Control V is the pasting. Right? So the shortcut keys, still I have extracted a certain text from your book. Here we have shortcut keys, right? Normally in our Excel, Word and everywhere, Control N, new document, Control S to save it, Control O open, Control A select all, Control C copy, Control X cut, Control V paste. Sometimes this time they will focus Control X cut and paste. Then replace words. Then Control Home, go to the top edge of the page. Then Control H, go to the bottom edge of the page. And also we have another combination, Control P. Now this combination goes for printing. You can get the printing window with the combination Control P. That's also valid for Word, Excel, Access and everywhere. All these are valid for all the packages, the Office package. Right? Then in that manner, the answer is going to be the 12th. Sorry, 12th answer is the second one, copy and paste. Then 11th, while using word processing software, Kamal mistakenly deletes a paragraph. Paragraph has been deleted. Which of the following icon should Kamal next press to get the paragraph back? We have to do undoing. What is undoing? First one, they're very simple. Your daily use, right? This is redo. This is copy and paste. I can't find what this is, right? What is that? It's not clear. Maybe a dollar sign, I think the currency, I don't know. So for the moment I can't detect what it is in my hand. If you know, let me know. Right. Then 10th one, which of the following only contains operating systems? So I explained operating systems little while ago. Photoshop, they are not. LibreOffice, not. Movie Maker, not. They are used to video edit. Android, Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, yes. Fourth one is the answer. Right. They are direct points, grade 10, grade 9, that's your common sense, right? Then the question number 9. Consider the following statements P and Q. When one enters a character, say A, letter A, to a digital computer, it is converted specific pattern into ones and zeros. That's correct, right? When you type characters, this has to be turned into ones and zeros. Okay. Then only the computer can process them. The ASCII code is used. ASCII, matakada, 7-bit. ASCII code is used to assign standard numeric values to 1 to 8 characters used in computers. Then characters are turned into ones and zeros in our modern computers using ASCII, isn't that? ASCII is going to have 7-bit representation. ASCII uses 7 bits to represent a character. Even we have another one called as extended ASCII. Can you remember that? Extended ASCII, that goes for 8-bit representation. The latest one is, what is it? Unicode. That is using 16 bits. still to represent not only English, even many other characters, just like Sinhala, Tamil, French, all are there. Now these are the systems which are used for our character encoding, character conversion into ones and zeros. First says that characters should be turned into ones and zeros. Second one says that ASCII is used to do this job. Hurry. Which of the following are valid regarding the statements? Both statements P and Q, are correct and the ASCII code described in statement Q. Both P and Q are correct. Yes. And ASCII code described in statement Q assists the task mentioned in statement P. Hurry, neda? ASCII assists the task mentioned in P. Yes, first one is a point. Second one, both statements are correct, but points represented in two statements are not related. No, they are related. Statement P is correct, but statement no. Both are incorrect. No, answer is going to be the first one. Right? Okay. Then we have done the other parts. Fine. That's it. Right? Okay. Then I think so. Today we have completed our discussion as expected, unlike in the previous two sessions, right? When it comes to our previous two sessions, the day 1 and day 2, we had minimum obstacles. First day we had such technical issue for the whole country, the telecommunication errors. So then you experience certain breaking, even our stream had been broken. Even second day we had a certain lagging at the middle, but today I think the things are going well. The third effort, right? Then I believe that the section we did today is highly successful. This is not to teach you, this is a paper discussion. I just discuss how to face the question with the knowledge you have. So I assume that you have the knowledge. Even as I said earlier, if you don't have that knowledge, if you can't remember what this person is telling regarding each and every question, refer to your page, refer to your notes and upgrade that knowledge. That is to say that you don't know that. So then find it from the notebook as well as the printed school book given. Then that is the point how to improve your final paper. This is a last year paper. Similar paper will be found for you on the coming week or no, in the coming month, right? February. And also I have shared you a certain form, Google form. So fill that. So I am willing to give you a certain model paper as a printed version for you. So then, so fill that and register. Register means just give those details. Then we can post that immediately for your doorstep. Then you can go through that paper. If we have time, we'll discuss those model papers as well. So in this manner, so then I'm requesting you to fill that and get it printed. So then printed material will be quite better than getting the hard copy. So though I said that take the hard copy and do it, people are not doing it, I know that. Don't do so, right? So do the papers in the hard copy manner, in the paper based manner, why your final exam is a paper for you. Right. Okay, then without taking much more time, I'll stop the session today. So then hope that all are happy. If so, that's the final destination, what I expected with my team. Right. So then this again I'm giving a big thank for the our studio as well as the technical staff here. So this is completely conducted by advanced online class team. So a big thank goes for the environment providing the facilities to do this. And again I'm asking you to keep joining with our WhatsApp group to get more updates about not only ICT, even some other seminar series conducted by our team. Especially the advanced online class, the team members are giving many more seminars. Recently I shared you a certain science seminar, still you can join them online. So then they are recommended level, that's what I am sharing you. If you keep a certain trust on me, I am not breaking that trust. So if I am suggesting a certain solution, that would be the perfect solution for the children with my experience. Right. Then I'll stop, and if there are many other people, ask them to join into the WhatsApp group. Then we'll do some more better things in the future to face you with full of confidence. Right, then I'll stop here. Hope to meet you soon with some more things. Okay, then I'll stop here. Good night. Have a nice day. As well as work hard for the upcoming days to achieve the best in your effort. Okay, see you then. Bye.